So sales without spin, this sales process has been built on the fundamental notion that the sort of sales techniques that used to work maybe 10, maybe even 20 years ago are no longer working today, and here's why. We're living in the age of what I call technologically induced transparency. That's really just a kind of a clever way of saying that you can't get away with the same sorts of things you used to because it's too easy now for people to find out the real story about you, your product, or your company. They're just a Google click away from getting the real picture. So given that's the case, you can either operate the way you used to, which is the old school, which is reveal your strengths and conceal your weaknesses about you, your product, or your company, or you can actually be completely upfront about them, be honest about them, be transparent about them, be authentic about who you and your product is. Now what that's going to do if you do it the right way is it'll actually create more trust. It'll mean that business takes place at a higher speed and you'll actually get the result. Because here's what happens, and you'll know this to be the truth the moment you hear it, is at the moment someone says to you, oh, this sounds like a sales pitch, what happens? The sales shutters, they go down, and once they're down, everything else beyond that point is hard work, and there's a high probability that if not you, then maybe someone in your sales team or someone you know is using those techniques. By contrast, if you can communicate in a way which just feels like you might be talking to a friend, that's going to generate the sort of trust you need in a business context to make business happen real fast. However, there's still some rules to the game. You still need incredible connection, relevance, and engagement. Selling is not something you do anymore. Selling is the result that just occurs once you have incredible engagement, relevance, and connection in a business context. And to do that, we need to make sure that first you have the techniques right, because that's absolutely fundamental, but second, that you've got the authenticity to engage in a way which is going to create business at light speed in the 21st century.